there, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we are making a birthday card using this Muppets collection that I featured in a haul video a little while back, and I will put that haul video in the blog post for you. So if you just go to the paragraph below this video, if you're on YouTube, click show more, and then you will see a link to the corresponding blog post. So we're starting out here with an A5 pre-scored card base, which I am just folding in half, and then I'm taking the Muppets paper kit and I'm taking one of the sheets of card in there, and you could fold that in half and use that as a card base. It's definitely strong enough, but I didn't want to waste it, so I'm just marking it to size. Now obviously it would be A5 card if you just folded it, but I wanted it slightly smaller, so I'm just having to chop a little bit off the edge there and obviously cut it just slightly less than half. So I'm just using my pencil to mark that out, and then my little trimmer here to cut it. And as you can see, then I've just got this lovely little white border around the edge. Now you could cover it completely if you wanted to, of course. And then I thought it'd be nice to have some ribbon, and I found this lovely ribbon in my stash, so I just cut a piece to fit, and I'm just going to line it up on the front where I want it to be, fold the edges over, and then get a little bit of Scotch low tack sort of tape. I mean, it doesn't matter really what it is. I use my tape pens sometimes on the ends, just a bit of wet glue, whatever, but I just happen to have that to hand. Then I'm just making sure that the ribbon lines up with the little bricks on the front there so that it looks nice and straight, and then I'm sticking the other side down. And then I want to adhere the whole piece of card to the front of my actual card base. So when you do that, I do like to make sure that I put the wet adhesive over the actual ribbon as well, just to give it that extra bit of strength in the hold. So now, turning my attention to the inside of the card, I took that other half of the cardstock that we used on the front and I cut that down a little as well, and I stuck that to the inside of the card. But then I realised I really wouldn't be able to write on that, so I took a piece of the paper, they call it paper, but it's almost like a heavy card really, from the paper pack that has the pattern on it, and I cut one piece into two sections, one slightly bigger than the other, and I flipped the back piece over so the pattern was so it had like a clean non-patterned border, so a plain border, and then a patterned section in the center. Now I could have done it the other way round, but I felt that I could still write over that section in the middle, so I wasn't too worried about having that pattern, and I thought it was quite sweet to have that pattern. I'm not sure if sweet's the right word, but anyway, I liked the idea of the pattern. So then I'm getting all my elements ready for the front of my card, so I'm just getting different pieces of toppers and sentiments, etc., that I'm cutting out from the toppers that are in the paper pack, and there's a different sheets that I'm using for that, because mostly I'm using that one main image and then I'm grabbing some sentiments and little musical instrument, it's not an instrument, musical notes there, and just cutting them out using the blade, because they are really well stuck in, even though they've got the little notches. The notches are quite strong, so I thought it was safer to cut them out using my craft knife, just to be sure that they would come out, because when I tried to push it out it was going to rip it, I felt. So I'm just getting there a party animal sentiment, because I am actually going to be featuring animal on my card as the main image. So here he is. This is from the Colourful Creations pad, and there is its complementary die. So basically your Colourful Creations is a pad full of images that will complement the dies, so you can use the dies to cut these images out, and then you've got the image in a full colour, proper official kind of Disney image, rather than obviously just cutting it out of a piece of card and colouring it yourself. Now obviously you can still do that and it will look really cool. I think you'll see, I'm sure I showed you in the haul video that I actually got two of those Colourful Creation pads, because I felt that it would be something I would definitely prefer using as to my own kind of versions of the images, just die cutting and colouring or whatever, or paper piecing. So I'm just checking here that he's cut out okay, and you can see he has. So then I'm just going to gently pop him out. But first I just wanted to show you, look, that each of these colourful creations comes with that bleed, so you have a little bit of give of getting the image correct. You'll see I didn't actually stick it down because I was using my magnetic plate there, so I really didn't need to because of the bleed. It didn't matter if it moved just very slightly. But now I'm just popping out all the little excess pieces. There was quite a few that were meant to come out, so you can see here now it's come out. I used a little sponge pad there and my spellbinders tool just to pop that out very carefully. So then I realized that he really wasn't going to show on the card base because he was kind of orangey red, and so was my background color. So I thought it would be quite good to pick up one of the other colors in the image and cut out this spellbinders label die shape, and that would sit as a base to my animal die cut. So look at that there. It's nice as well because it has actually got animal on it as well, so I think that's quite good. So I'm just taking the die now and I'm just gently shaping it. It goes pretty easily because of the cuts in the actual die. It folds, and well, not really folds, but it moves pretty well into a sort of just a gentle curved shape for those drums, etc. So I just thought that would just add a little bit extra dimension. I didn't want to go mad with it. It didn't need a lot, I didn't feel, but you could do a lot more than I did if you wanted to. And then to make sure it stays popped up, I'm using my glue gel here, and I'm putting little bits on the bits that I want sort of flatter, and then the areas where I want it to be more curved and where I actually curved using my thumb, I've put a lot more of the gel because that will hold that up and stop it sort of popping back flat. And then I'm just positioning it onto my little label shape there, and just very lightly. I don't really want to push it down too much because the glue gel is really doing its work. As long as I'm just gently tapping it down just to make sure the glue gel is actually touching the back label shape, but otherwise I'm doing it very lightly, as you can see, just to make sure that I don't sort of counter what I've achieved by putting that extra thickness on. So then we're going to put the other elements onto the front of the card. So we're taking this topper of the rest of the band, and I'm just using my Cosmic Shimmer glue because I don't want it to be raised up particularly. So this will just give me a little bit of movement time because I want to be sure to get it in position, but again, as I say, I don't need it to be raised up particularly, so this will be perfect for that, particularly because the card is coated, so it does definitely give you that extra bit of movement time with the adhesive when it's wet. And then with my animal die cut label shape, I'm just sticking him down. Now you'll see I'm covering one part of the topper in the background. Now the reason I'm doing that, I know I'm covering two of the characters, but I'm doing that because Animal is actually in that picture and I wanted him not to be there twice. I thought that would look kind of funny, so I thought, well, it doesn't matter if I cover up one of the other guys. I didn't think that was a big deal, but I kind of thought it looked better just having him covering up himself. I know you can kind of see his foot and stuff, but I don't think most people really realize what that is, so I didn't think that was a big deal. So then I'm just sticking down the other elements, but while I was doing that I realized that because of the ribbon and the other topper there, it just wasn't quite sticking down, so I just added a little bit of glue gel on that one corner, which was the only bit that was a little bit raised. So rather than trying to force it down, I thought it was easier to actually just put glue gel so it would stick and fill that void, as it were. And that's the beauty of glue gel. I love glue gel, as you know. So then I'm just taking all these little sentiments and things that I popped out. So we've got the Muppets, we can rock so you can roll, and that one I'm just doing now says party animal, so obviously that has to go there. And then the final one is my little musical notes. And what I was doing on all of these was I was just wiping the excess off with my finger there, because it is a coated cardstock and it tends to find that the glue, you need so much less of it when it's coated cardstock like that. And then that is it. And you can see there just how the curves of our die cut are just very delicate, but it just adds that extra bit of dimension. And just to say, it did fit in a regular envelope perfectly fine, so there wasn't enough height to make it a problem. So that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed making this card with me. I thought it was really a fun card. I hope you like it too. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go across to the blog post. As I said earlier, you just go to the paragraph below this video. If you're on YouTube, click show more, it opens up the paragraph and you will see a link to the corresponding blog post, and on there you will have loads more photos and information. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.